today's watch review, we're going to talk about a very fun selection from Casio. This is the AMW-704 and a bunch of other numbers following that, but the main body of the model number is AMW-704. This is sold as a hunting assistant, and we'll go ahead and look at that feature later on in the video. Starting off with my favorite talking point, price. You can get this online for around $70 to $80. I would say definitely budget friendly. And it's not the highest quality of materials, but it is solid and sturdy and steel throughout the entirety of the watch. For dimensions, we're looking at a diameter of 43 millimeters, a thickness of 13 millimeters, and then the watch band is 22 millimeters. Let's do a quick 360 just so you can see what we're working with here. There's the case back, nothing crazy here. I would have liked to have seen maybe a screw down case back, but I guess this is fine too, especially at the price range. Earlier I said that this watch was a hunting assistant, and you can use the watch in that capacity via this sub dial right here at the 4 and 5 o'clock position. So if you can see, there are 4 bear paws, 2 are currently highlighted. Now each paw represents a level, and there are 5 levels. Level 1 being that none of the paws are highlighted, and then level 5 being all 4 of the paws are highlighted. And each paw represents the likeliness of fish or bears or animals to be out and about feeding. So right now here at level 3, so this is level 2 and that's level 3, that, medium chance of likeliness that there are animals out and about feeding. And how it does this is it uses almanac data to determine what the moon phase is. So if you look at the center of this subdial, that's actually the moon, and it's letting you know if it's waning or waxing or if it's a full moon. And I actually verified the moon phase on the internet, and it is pretty much dead nuts with what the watch is telling me. So pretty cool. Going over the other functions and features, on the case you can see that there is a bezel, however it does not rotate. I don't know why you would put a non-rotating bezel on, but it's probably just as a quick reference, so that way you know in relation what directions north, east, south, and west is. And if you didn't know, you can use any watch as a compass. Granted, your readings aren't going to be super accurate, but if you were to hold your watch horizontally, point the hour hand to the sun, the spot between the 12 o'clock and the hour hand is roughly south. And then also another quick guide is the sun most of the times on this hemisphere, so North America, rises in the east. Not exactly east, but pretty much in that direction. So it's just a good little reminder if you ever do find yourself lost in the woods. Going over the rest of the features and functions, on the dial, obviously you've got a digital analog dial here. At the top, you've got temperature data, which you can either have it read out just the number value for the temperature or shift it to a graph, and that way you can see the trending data of which direction the temperature is going. And then you've got your time, digital time right there, the second hand, and then your calendar data right here. This is your level menu, and as I was talking about earlier, the levels that are represented in the subdial, you can cycle through the day. So if you hit this button right here, and it'll give you a forecast of what to expect in the future. So that's just another cool touch that they added. This is your record menu, stopwatch, timer, alarm, world time, and then this is your hand and minute, or sorry, the hour hand and minute hand adjustment. So you can manually change which time that your analog display is going to show you. And the cool thing is the digital information and analog information are not linked at all. So it's pretty cool that you can have the hands pointing at whatever the hell you want it to point at. I mean, they don't have to correlate with each other at all. And it's cool to have a watch where you have that kind of control, because most watches, it's either pointing at a different time zone and it's locked into a separate time zone, or it's just matching the digital readout. So I do like that. And then back to main time. Here's the Lume on the hour hand and minute hand. Nothing special, but you've got a backlight, and that's fantastic. Wonderful backlight that shows the entire dial. Here is the bracelet. Very cheap quality, but reliable and proven folded steel links. And then just a regular clasp here. Nothing special. And then of course the wrist shot. Can't forget the wrist shot. I cannot begin to tell you how much grief I get whenever I don't have a wrist shot. But I understand. It's good to see it as a reference. Actually, let's do that again, just so we can talk about it. So my wrist, about 7.5 inches, so a little bit on the larger side, but very reasonable here. I very much like it. It doesn't get in the way at all, and it is a great outdoor activity type watch. I like how both of the buttons are at the 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock position, so out of the way from any kind of hand extension or flexion. So great job on that. So that about covers the review part of the video. Now we're just going to go over my opinion and overall thoughts. Like I said before, this is such a fun watch to me, from the analog time and that wonderful digital display that covers the entire face of the watch. It looks so cool, and what it really reminds me of is the watch from Minority Report. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's an old Tom Cruise movie. It came out almost 20 years ago, I want to say. And he's got this Omega watch, I think. And I think it's just that large digital face that reminds me of it. But it's so cool and it's really fun at such an affordable price. And actually, let me go ahead and show you a picture of that watch that I'm talking about. And you know, clearly they're different, and you could probably get a more similar watch with a smartwatch. But the fact that this is just almost like a Walmart quality watch, but with such cool design features and functions that it looks like something from Minority Report is just a fantastic thing. All metal, and if you watch my videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of all metal watches, especially all metal digital watches. I really wish that they continue this styling, and maybe not even in the same design, but the same principle, where you've got large digital faces with all steel bracelets and cases and all that stuff. You can't ever go wrong with that. I definitely do recommend it. It's a fun watch, it's light, it's comfortable, and low maintenance, and once the battery dies, it's going to be easy to get it up and going again. So that's all I gotta say. I hope that this helps you with your next watch purchase. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in to my next episode. All right, bye guys.